Releasing later this month, Gran Turismo is a movie directed by Neil Blomkamp and is based on a real-life story of Jann Mardenborough, a gamer turned pro racing driver who hangs out with Orlando Bloom and likes a lot of Nissan logos. But did you know that the world of NASCAR has its own gamer turned real-life racing driver? Meet Rajah Caruth. At 22, they are currently competing in the truck series with GMS Racing and in Xfinity for Alpha Prime. Today, we're going to delve into Rajah's story and what their gaming career will tell them about their prospective future in racing. Like most of our generation, Rajah fell in love with racing watching Disney Pixar's Cars, unsurprisingly becoming hooked on autosport. At 12, they attended their first race at the same track I did, at Richmond, and the 3/4 mile short track obviously made a lasting impression. As a high school junior, Rajah began the hard grind of juggling schoolwork, basketball, track running, and a summer job raising funds to buy themselves an iRacing sim rig. Now this might seem similar to a lot of kids around the world who play video games with the dream of one day becoming a pro driver. I myself have dabbled in Gran Turismo, trying to beat a god-tier Lewis Hamilton time around the Nürburgring. But the difference with Rajah is their mindset. They don't treat this like video gaming. To them, this is a professional craft that requires hard work and an elite level of focus to master. At 16, they were racing against the proverbial big boys in eNASCAR's Ignite series, and with rapid speed found themselves part of NASCAR's Drive to Diversity program, which aims to combat the lack of opportunity and financial support POC community members often encounter on the motorsports ladder. Through NASCAR's flagship program, Rajah earned themselves a drive behind a Rev Racing team car and collected their first win in 2020 at Greenville Pickens Speedway. Making leap after leap, Rajah went from iRacing to Legends cars to late model stocks and then ARCA. Subsequently, they made their NASCAR debut with 7 Xfinity and 4 Truck Series races in 2022. Few would deny this is a meteoric rise, but Rajah Caruth is similar to a meteor in their mindset. Hardworking and sociable in equal measure, there's something about them that is unique, and that is what will soon propel them to the top of our sport. And what sets the iRacing crop aside from Gran Turismo can be defined in one word: saturation. While Gran Turismo caters to a wider player base, and thus has a larger global audience, iRacing is designed to be as close to the real racing experience as an at-home simulator rig can be, and thus its user experience is very different. iRacing drivers are given all the possible information about how their setup affects their racing experience, and can tune cars to the feel of each track with the feedback they get from the sim. Rajah has described having to learn the difference between a steering wheel and pedals behind a screen, and a real race car with actual tyres. You can't burn real-world rubber the way you would a digital set of polygons. But it's hard to deny that Rajah's taken like a young duck to water in the truck series. Like any new racer, they've had a few prangs. But behind the wheel of the 24, and bearing the colours of the historic Wendell Scott Foundation, Caruth is undeniably one of the hardest work in the sport. Jimmy Johnson has described Caruth's ethos of reviewing every second, frame by frame of their race footage, as a true student of the craft. And Chad Walter, Caruth's crew chief, says that Rajah's dedication combined with his iRacing experience makes him able to feedback how the truck is handling in more detail than drivers twice his age. And driving on the payroll of Richard Petty, the king himself, can only aid Caruth's development. And we can see this in how it's showing on Caruth's on-track performances. Their reaction time to avoid multiple wrecks at Martinsville in 2022 helped them to an Xfinity career best 12th place. And at Darlington in May 2023, Caruth came home 6th after a season beset with technical issues that plagued the 24 truck, which tells us one thing: that this kid is tough. While doing all this, Caruth is studying for their degree at Winston-Salem University alongside their racing activities. It's realistically hard to see any driver who's worked as hard to overcome obstacles as destructive as Caruth. In 2023, they led their first lap in the Truck Series, and as of 15 races, they sit 18th in the standings, and is competing with teammate Daniel Dye for Rookie of the Year honours. And if that wasn't enough, they lead the Truck Series in 2023 for number of positions gained at restart, at plus 72 net overall. Their signature aggressive style and quick reactions seeing them through on a regular basis, and that's just on the track. Off it, they are also the star and subject of the short documentary film Outside Line, which has won a Capital Emmy and is currently screening across the United States. So many new eyes will be upon him for the rest of the new season. And as one of the first few Gen Z drivers arriving in the sport, Rajah is bringing multiple demographics who might be pretty new to NASCAR entirely, and that can only be a good thing. I'll be keeping my attention on them for the rest of the season, and after hearing about their progression to the pinnacle of the sport, I hope you will too. Let me know your predictions when we're going to see Rajah in Cup. And if you want to support the channel, please consider liking, subscribing, and donating to the link below, where you can have your say on what content I cover next. But as always, your viewership is quite enough for me. So thanks for watching, stay safe out on the road, and I'll see you next time.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. takes it. champion of the world.
Ewan Kankin, 4 times title holder.